Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video, and I've actually given this, concept quite some thought for a while, but oddly enough, I didn't actually think to do a video for it until now. So I thought this would be, fun to make. So yeah, today I'm going to be listing my top 5 Nendoroid concepts that I would want to be produced and sold. Okay, so the first Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Mob, or Kageyama Shigeo, from the show Mob Psycho 100. So I was actually really surprised that this show has little to no figures despite it being exceptionally popular amongst the masses. Like, look at its MAL ratings for season 1 and season 2, which I will pop up on screen. It got an 8.48 and an 8.81. And while MAL isn't the end all be all for a show's popularity, it shows, that people actually watch and want to review the show. So yeah, and interestingly enough, I found someone on Pinterest by just Googling Mob Nendoroid. Someone actually made a mock-up, which I will show on screen. So that's really interesting. And I honestly really liked seeing that. Honestly, with season 3 coming out soon, which was just announced, I don't know when, but it was recent. They announced it recently. I have really high hopes for this concept becoming a reality, but all we can do is hope as of right now. But with that being said, let's move on to concept number 2. Okay, so the second Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is, well, Reigen Arataka, who's also from the show Mob Psycho 100. Reigen's character is absolutely hilarious, and he'd be perfect if he was displayed with Mob. Again though, hopefully with the release of season 3, Good Smile would jump on these concepts. That being said though, let's move on to concept number 3. Okay, so the third Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Honda Toru from the show Fruits Basket. I was really surprised that this show has little to no figures despite it also being exceptionally popular. Now, Kyo and Yuki actually have Nendoroids coming out, but they're being made by Toy Tech unfortunately, and they haven't had any recent updates for a while, so they could either be a hit or of course another miss. Now, I'm actually really close to finishing the final season of Fruits Basket, and I gotta say, that show is an absolute bop. Like, I would highly recommend it to anyone who is even remotely curious or interested in the show. But yeah, anyways, with a prequel movie coming out, I believe, and of course both Kyo and Yuki having Nendoroids set to come out soon, or actually not soon, don't quote me on that. They'll probably come out in maybe another year or two, which is gonna suck, but at least they're coming out, or hopefully they don't get canceled. Anyways, I have, moderate to high hopes for Honda getting made into a Nendoroid, or at least the concept becoming a reality. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to concept number 4. Okay, so the fourth Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Yatto from the show Noragami. So I was also kind of surprised that this show had little to no figures, despite it being relatively well received. Now, I don't think this Nendoroid will ever be made though, because the show already has little to no figure representation, let alone any new seasons or, recent press about the show. That being said though, we can still hope, or I can still hope. I don't know if there's anyone else who would want this Nendoroid, but that being said, let's move on to the last concept. Okay, so the fifth and final Nendoroid that I would love to see be made is of Akaza from the show Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is insanely popular, and I seriously doubt that Good Smile will stop producing Nendoroids for this show. So I have, pretty high hopes for this concept being made, especially since he recently just got a Figma, which looks really good, but it's insanely expensive, and I'm not the biggest fan of Figmas. Anyways, with that being said, let's wrap this video up with my final thoughts. And just like that, that's going to wrap up this Nendoroid concepts video. Now, I actually really enjoyed making this, and I'd love to do more parts, or honestly just make it a series on my channel. I have a lot of other Nendoroids that I'd love to see, and like I mentioned earlier, a big master list. And who knows, I may even make a scale figures concept list as well. Now, if you like the sound of any of that, be sure to hit the like button, because if this video gets 10 likes or if I get enough requests in the comments, then I will do a part 2. If you did made it to the end, or if you, skipped to the end, that's totally fine. A huge thanks to you, and I honestly really hope you found it entertaining, because I found it entertaining to film. Feel free to, of course, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I would love to hear your Nendoroid concept wish list as well. Also, feel free to follow or check out my Instagram as well. It is under the same exact name, Athletic Weeb. Now, with all of that being said, it is your boy Athletic Weeb, and I'm out. Peace.